What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Holla at your boy! Whoa! Finally, back on track, my boys. Finally, it was all worth it. Getting those games wrong. I think we got 4 games wrong in a row, and then we finally got our 2 game 7s to close out them series. We finally got it right. I picked the right team, and I'm able to sleep better. So them brothers just came out firing and doing what they had to do. The Houston Rockets just laid down and they just did what they had to do. They were told to lay down, I guess. Or maybe they just didn't have it. Maybe they just retired. Van Vliet gives you 17. Eamon Thompson finally gives you a 24-point game. Should have been doing that the whole time. Dylan Brooks, a hack, gives you only 8. Sengun gives you 21. That brother just been balling. But other than those 4 brothers, 3 brothers, you got no other brothers doing nothing. But on the other side, though, brothers, what do we got? We got Jimmy Butler dropping 20. Buddy Hield giving you 33 points, brothers. That is a turnaround from a 0-point game. He went from 0 to 33. I tip my hat to that brother. I ain't bowing to anybody but God, but that brother, I'll tip my hat. Thank you for showing up, because you're the reason and the sole reason why that team won. Without your points, they lose. If you come out with a 0-point performance like you did in Game 6, brother, they lose. Steph Curry had a cold streak, but everybody else stepped up while he was cold, and then when he came back, he was back. Draymond Green probably played the best defense he's ever played up until this point, because he knew it needed to be done and there's no one else there to help him. Kevon Looney played some great defensive minutes as well. He did so much that is not going to show up on this box score, guys. You got to understand the way he altered the game defensively. Him and Draymond have a way of just stepping up in the biggest games and just showing out. And this is how they're going to get it done. They're going to have to ugly the game up. They might have to play with Draymond and Kevon Looney together sometimes. They're going to have to, Steve Kerr's going to have to flip-flop matchups and figure out what is going to be best to keep this train rolling. Because right now, if he can find a good lineup to match up with all these teams they're going to have to deal with, the Warriors could be in a good place, but it's going to depend on coaching and how these players perform. Also, there was another game that happened yesterday. I didn't realize that they were going to be starting this Pacers game. I was going to pick the Pacers anyway, guys, let's be honest. For game 1 and 2, I was going to go with the Pacers. And the other fact of the matter is Garland, he's out. I think he's out for game 2. He might be back, but he was out game 1, so I was always going to pick the Pacers. I just wish I was able to call this out. I was too focused on the Warriors game, so that's my fault, guys. I didn't mean to hold back on that. But look at this. The Pacers, they're such a team game. They play team basketball. 6 guys, double digits, and then your bench is helping you. I don't see how anybody in the East, even Boston included, if the Pacers play like this, not even Boston's going to be able to deal with this team. It seems like this team learned a lot from last year on how they're going to attack, and they might be able to attack this Boston team a lot better. Because don't forget, Halliburton was a no-show last year, so let's see if he shows up this time. Because it's probably going to be Pacers-Boston again and for the foreseeable future, unless a big move happens. As far as Cleveland goes, Donovan Mitchell gave you 33 points, but his sidekick wasn't there. Garland was out. Garland is good for another 10 and 20, or 20 and 10, however you want to say it. That brother is good for that. He just wasn't there. Ty Jerome stepped up for you. DeAndre Hunter is a good baller. He's more of a defensive, athletic wing. I like DeAndre Hunter a lot. The Lakers should really try to pick up DeAndre Hunter. DeAndre Hunter would fit the Lakers much better than Austin Reeves would, in my opinion. But other than that, Max Strus, I would give DeAndre Hunter more playing time than Max Strus. I think in this, I know Max Strus can hit the 3 ball, but that brother is more of a liability on defense, where DeAndre can give you a little bit of everything, and he's just so much more athletic, especially now when you're missing your arguably best player, second best maybe, depending on what night it is. So that's how it's gonna go. I'm gonna call this game out when they play again. But as for us tonight, we got two games. We got the Knicks, Celtics, Nuggets, Thunder. For first game, I usually get the first game wrong because I gotta feel these teams out. I gotta see how they play. I gotta really see how they look going against each other before I really know who's better. But as of now, I'm picking the Celtics to win game one. I think everybody is. With that being said, they probably going to let the Knicks win because everybody's going to pick the Celtics. So that's why that'll probably happen. I don't know if there's any injuries. Let's check real quick. Celtics injuries. Let's see if there's anything. Game one, Drew Holiday is coming back. Looks like everybody's gonna be there. Let's see about the Knicks. Knicks injury update. And it looks like everybody's gonna be there for the Knicks. So I'm going with the Celtics, boys. And with game one with the Nuggets Thunder, I'm going with the Thunder, boys. And we're gonna see how the game one goes, and we're gonna feel it out after that. But I feel good with those two picks going in just to set the tone for the game ones. But who knows? They might flip the switch on us just to force more game sevens. And then tomorrow night we're going to have the Pacers rematch and the Warriors Timberwolves. And that's going to be interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Other than that, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.